Today we're going to be looking at the epidermis of the iris in order to determine the number of stomates per square centimeter based upon the measurements that you made yesterday.
I see we have 4.5 in the field of view.
This is pretty similar to what the Confederates were able to do to the Union at Chickamauga when General Wood pulled his division out of line and the Confederates under Longstreet broke right through. You can see that this Confederate brigade and column is going to hit where the Union line is pretty thin, and they're going to break right through. Okay.
For doing wrong, he would have been promoted. For doing what's right, he dies. That's irony.
Well, when somebody lives like that, away from everybody.
Even these figures, even though they're slightly different for each one of you, all of a sudden you're breaking that line. It's okay to sit up here like this.
One of the first things you learn when you come to Baylor is that the academics are very challenging. They have to be your first priority. My faculty have always been very supportive of me and have pushed me to learn more than I thought I could learn. This year I'm taking 4 advanced placement courses in French, calculus, English, and American history. One of the best things about Baylor is that the academics teach you to discipline yourself. You have to learn how to balance everything that you're trying to do. Besides my academics, I'm also an editor of our notes, the Baylor paper. Being here at Baylor for 6 years, I've been here since 7th grade. I feel that I've been very prepared for what lies ahead.
Ich kann irgendetwas sagen, was ich will. Versteht ihr? Und hoffentlich wird niemand uns verstehen. Ich glaube, wir haben von Wilfried und von dem Büro gesprochen, ja?
As a freshman, when I started German, it was a whole new experience. And I was frightened at first. I didn't know how I would ever adjust, to something like that. But over the past 2 years, it's become more of a routine. I do it every day for 45 minutes, and now this year we're speaking all German in class, and it seems just like English. I've even begun to dream in German. I feel fairly confident that I could carry on a conversation with anyone, and that's quite an accomplishment.
Well, I was in 11th grade when I signed up for pottery class, and I wasn't sure what I was getting into, and I really didn't know how well I was going to do in it. My first experience with sintering clay was pretty much a disaster. I splattered the clay all over the place, and it basically made a pancake on the wheel. Through the semester, every day during class, we learned something new, and it got a little harder. And I don't know how many times I messed up a vase or a pot, or got really frustrated and just wanted to quit, but I just kept trying it over and over again, and pretty soon I felt a little bit better about it, and with every mistake I made, I learned a little bit more and improved a little bit more, and after a little while it really began to take shape. I always use this as a reminder not to be afraid of trying new things and to always remain confident in myself.
You know, when I came here 5 years ago, it was really clear that the students were a happy group of youngsters. And I wasn't quite sure what was causing them. Any number of things could be attributed to it, but as I got to know the faculty and got to see the faculty interacting with the students, it became clearer and clearer that it was that relationship between student and faculty that was making these youngsters happy. They're just an extraordinary group whose talents are not just in the academic world, but they care a whole lot about young people, and that's why they're here.
You know, when I first came here, I was kind of surprised by all the expectations my teachers had. I knew when I was going in as 9th grade that it'd be a lot different from being at home. I was on my own now. But even within the first couple of months, I was surprised, and I was able to meet the expectations of my teachers. And looking back now in the 12th grade, I think I've developed more expectations of myself now, and I'm being able to meet them. So I think I'm going to be prepared going into college. I'm looking forward to it.
For me, I understand what you mean, because Reverend Snow and all the other teachers that live on campus, all the dorm parents and everyone have been so helpful to me. I can go to their apartment, I can go to their house, or just see them in the dining hall or somewhere every night or whenever, and just go right on in, knock on the door. They'll stop everything they're doing and just sit down and talk to me, and you know, they'll give me something to eat, or I can just cry on their shoulder or help me with a homework problem, and they're always just so helpful. That's one thing that's really great about Baylor.
We're all aware that the classroom is the most important thing at Baylor, but what's really amazing is what all goes on outside the classroom. You know, after your activity in the afternoon, there's always a Frisbee game going on or a tag football game, and you know, you're always doing something. I think it's really great that you just live right down the hall from, you know, your best friends, and they're always there, and it creates a sort of a family-like atmosphere because your social life is sort of balanced with your academic life at Baylor.
Whether or not to come to Baylor was probably one of the biggest decisions I've ever had to make. You know, leaving home at 15 is a pretty big decision, and I was pretty scared about it at first. And I was scared, you know, leaving all the friends at home and wondering who I'll be friends with once I get to school. I got here and I realized everybody's in the same boat. I mean, I made a lot of great friends in the dorm, and when I go home, I found that I'm still friends with the people I was when I lived there, and it's kind of like having the best of both worlds.
All lights, ready to row? Ready, all, row!
I think the philosophy at Baylor School about sports is that we strive to be excellent in everything we do. Our children are exposed to levels of intensity and challenges in every phase of their life, be it academic or athletic at Baylor. Our success is in the future years when our children become professionals in, you know, doctors, lawyers, teachers, dentists, anything of that nature. Somewhere in there they have learned how to strive for success and perfection through the athletic fields as well as the academic classroom.
The good thing about sports at Baylor is it really builds your confidence to be on a team. It doesn't matter what your abilities are. You're going to learn leadership skills that are going to carry over into the rest of your life, and you're just going to make a lot of great friends through sports teams. I really think that sports is just one of the greatest things you can do here.
You learn how really to balance, you know, your time with swimming and, you know, with other things. You've got to do your homework and you've got to be at practice. Coach requires it. And it really teaches you to be, you know, be responsible for what you do. You know, you can't just be an individual. You have to become part of the team, and you depend on everyone else too. And that's really a big thing here.
No matter what happens on the approach and in either of those two double drops, make sure that that hand is on that T-grip.
Yeah, we need to avoid that rock right there, though.
All right, that's called decapitation rock.
Nice.
Decap. The big one in the middle.
The walkabout program has a number of different functions, but the overall philosophy is that people should learn from all of the experiences that they are part of. That learning is not confined to the classroom, and learning is not confined to that period of time during which that you were a formal student. For students who come to Baylor as new boarding students in the 9th grade, walkabout begins shortly after they enter Baylor with a freshman trip, where the day students and boarding students are put together in an outdoor environment with a lot of different activities in an attempt to get the day and boarding students to know each other and to introduce them to the walkabout program. The senior trip began as an attempt to present students with an opportunity to work together as a group and also to deal with sort of internal challenges and internal fears.
So everyone's nervous about the same things, but at the end of the day, you feel great about it, knowing that you've done something that you've never done before, and you've done it successfully.
No student is required to go on any walkabout trips, but students are strongly encouraged to take advantage of this unique opportunity. The majority of students find that once they have gone on a trip, they have experiences that they really enjoy.
I think the thing that will stand out most about the senior trip for me is that I'll really come away with a belief that Baylor cares about its students as they're getting ready to graduate. Instead of just taking the attitude, well, they're seniors, we've done the best we can, and just churning them out, after graduation, it's almost like the school is saying, we want one more shot to show these people that we care, and in the last week of school, we're going to try to teach them something about themselves.